Hey guys, Captain Beanbag with you back again on a Memorial Day morning, or it's not morning. Morning for me, it's morning for me is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys really liked the last review video that I did, so I'm going to do another review video. I'm putting together the artists or the actors that I like in order. I'm going to do about 100 of them. But I thought it would be funny to kind of spoil the surprise and do the 25 most overrated actors and the 25, I guess it's a combination of overrated actors and actors that I don't like. Now, I know some of you like how I get to the conclusion because I use a semi-objective and subjective means to come up with their score here. So what I did was I took, again, you know, I like that hit percentage because I think that that's the most important thing when you make a movie is if it's a hit, if it's a known movie. Now, with actors, it's a little bit different. Actors make way more movies than directors do, typically. And that's because, you know, actors don't make as much as directors, and actors have to stay relevant. If you fall out of the front page of People magazine, if you fall out of the front page of Star magazine, guess what? They might not hire you because, you know, half the battle is when you have to be relevant. You have to be something that sells. So you always have to work. Even sometimes you have to work on horrible movies just to stay relevant, just to keep your name out there. That's just the way actors work. Now, sometimes you get to a certain point as an actor, a Daniel Day-Lewis or something. I mean, he's the only really one I can think of. Maybe a Jack Nicholson, where you can pick your a Leonardo DiCaprio. You can pick your films, and you don't have to work all the time. But most actors continuously work. Where a director might make a film every 2 to 3 years, an actor might do 2 or 3 films a year. That's just the way it goes. A lot of times, the actors do their blockbuster stuff, and then a lot of times the actor will do an indie film. And like I said, that's in my opinion just to stay relevant. So we cannot expect the actors to have the same hit percentage as the director because they're doing way more films. And in Hollywood, in life, the more films you do, you're more likely to fail than succeed. That's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. So we have to take that for an account. Now, so what I did was I gave actors credit for what I call known movies. Known movies is this, is you hear a movie's name and you know that movie. And it's only up to me. So this is subjective. Okay, I try to do it the best I can. It's not going to be scientific, guys. This is my ranking of the most 25 overrated douchebags in Hollywood. If I were to give you who is the 25 worst actors ever, that would be very boring. I mean, the 25 worst actors ever you probably never heard of. And somebody's going to say, well, Vin Diesel's a horrible actor. He's not on here. Yeah, we all know Vin Diesel's a horrible actor. We get that. That's not what this is about. This is known actors that you know. And don't take it so serious. That's my other thing. Don't take it so serious. This is a fun thing, guys. This is supposed to be a fun thing. If you want to look who's the worst actors, who's the best actors, and you really want a real answer, look on Wikipedia. This is me. This is me. This is people that I feel that are overrated douchebags. Okay? I can't put it any other way. So, here's how the point system works. You get 10 points for your ratio. Okay? 1 to 10, depending on how good your ratio is. You get another 10 points for known movies, whether I know your movie or whether I don't know your movie. Okay? And I'm not a film student. I'm just an average guy. Okay? So don't, like I said, don't take it too seriously. You get up to 20 points. Okay? The next score is your acting ability. So it's anywhere from 0 to 20 if you're good, and then 0 is neutral. 0 is like you're an average actor. Good actor. You're an average good actor. And then minus 20 if I think that you're terrible. And then the last one is, would I have a beer with you? Do I like you? And that one ranges from plus 20 to negative 20. So let's be honest. It's weighted heavily on what I think. There's the objective ranking is a third. The subjective ranking, how I feel about the actor, is 2/3. But that's what we have to do on this channel, because it's not interesting or funny for me just to list the worst 10 actors. I mean, that's not what we tune into this channel for. That's not what's funny. That's not what gets me worked up. And we have to make some power moves here, guys. So, the best score that you could possibly obtain is 60. Theoretically, the worst score that you could obtain is minus 40. There's a disparity of 100 points in there. I'm not going to get wrapped up in the points. I'll just list the people off as they come. Now, since this is Memorial Day and since I am a veteran, you know, look, guys, we have a lot of fun on this channel, but let's keep it all in perspective. There's a lot of guys out there that never made it home. And this is, you know, this is the truth. A lot of guys out there never made it home. One of my friends, Tony Roberts, 18 years old, died in Iraq. So you know, we're gonna have fun here today. We're gonna make fun of people, but let's keep it in perspective, and let's give thanks to the guys that didn't make it back home, didn't have a chance to make a YouTube channel. You know, I mean, let's just, you know, salute to them, and let's take a drink. Now, I don't have a beer today, but I got my handy dandy notebook, and I got a couple stuff on the computer here. Now, 25 of the most overrated douchebags in Hollywood. All right. Let's start. Number 25, Robert Downey Jr. Okay, what does he have? Well, he has a decent hit percentage. I mean, it was right about average. He's a decent actor. I would say slightly better than average. But the problem with Robert Downey Jr. is, here's the problem with him. Now, I don't know if you guys remember Robert Downey Jr., how old you guys are, but before 2002, 2003, you never heard of his name. He was an 80s actor. He was relegated to the 80s scene. Robert Downey Jr. Got into a lot of trouble in the 80s, 90s. He had substance abuse issues. He was running around hookers and prostitutes and all that jazz. He lucked out. He lucked out. Let's be honest here and talk about him seriously. He lucked out. He went in. He did an Iron Man. He kind of caught that wave. I would say Tobey Maguire was the first one to really hit that wave. But I think Tobey Maguire is a little bit more diverse than Robert Downey Jr., let's be honest. That's my opinion. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. I like Tobey Maguire better. Now, Tobey Maguire was in the early 2000s. Robert Downey Jr. came in right after that, as soon as on the upswing of this stupid Marvel movie craze. And before before 2004, whenever that movie came out, Iron Man, nobody thought Robert Downey Jr. as a serious actor. Watch him in Natural Born Killers. He's terrible. He's terrible, dude. His acts, I mean, I don't know if I'm sure he's trying to be goofy and play it on, but he's horrible. He's not good. He got Iron Man. He cleaned himself up. He can play Iron Man. Who can't play Iron Man? Half the time you're doing a voiceover. You're in a costume. He's the only guy that I know of that got all his accolades when you can't see his face. Now, the final score. Would I like to hang out with Robert Downey Jr.? Would I like to have a beer with him? Yeah, maybe 20 years ago. But he's Hollywood elite now. I can't trust Robert Downey Jr. I can't go out with him now. Well, what's he gonna do? You know, maybe when we're out there trying to score hookers and blow, yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. But what are we gonna do now? Go to wine tasting? I don't want to do that. He's just I don't not like him, and I don't like him. He's got a 0 right here. So that's what it says. He's got a 0. 0 is neutral. He's neutral. Is he better than average actor? Yeah. I think he's a little bit overrated. Not, he's not the worst, but in my opinion, he's overrated. Okay, number 24. Who are we talking about next? Mr. Robert De Niro. That's right, you heard it here first. Robert De Niro is the 24th most overrated douchebag actor. Now here's Robert De Niro's stuff here. Let me tell you what it is. Robert De Niro got 110 credits, 28 hits. About average. About average. You want to be about 24% in my criteria. Known movies. So he's got a decent amount of known movies. He's got a decent hit percentage. He's a fairly decent actor. I'm not going to say he's probably about Robert Downey Jr. level. Maybe a little bit better. Problem with Robert De Niro is he can't make a hit when it's not with Martin Scorsese. He did Meet the Parents, right? That was the only other one, but he plays the same person over and over again. He's got the Martin Scorsese syndrome. He plays Robert De Niro in every movie. Now you're going to tell me that that's the greatest? Now, boomers, if you're over 65 in a Northeastern Italian, you're going to tell me Robert De Niro is the best thing you ever heard of. Is he? Squint your eyes, do this. Talk over the movie. Is he the best? I mean, I watched the latest movie that he made was The Irishman. That movie's about an hour too long, and it was okay. I was going to say that it sucks, but it's okay. But I mean, Robert De Niro is irrelevant. And he tries to maintain relevancy by staying on Twitter and talking about his politics. I don't care about your politics. I don't care if you're left wing, right wing, center wing, X wing. I don't care what you are. I don't want to hear it. You're a millionaire. You're damn near a billionaire. Who are you to tell me what I should think or feel? You haven't lived a regular life since 1980. And you're going to tell me how to live? You don't know anything. You're living in a mansion. You come live where I live. Come live where I live. And you tell me how to do things, then I'll listen to you. Make a movie without the help of Scorsese. Oh, Meet the Parents? You played Robert De Niro. You played yourself. You played yourself. Is that good? That's good acting? Okay. All right, fine. He's a good actor. Next. 23, Morgan Freeman. How could I do that? How could I say Morgan Freeman's so bad? Well, Morgan Freeman has a decent hit percentage. Morgan Freeman got a lot of known movies. I'm counting like 30 known movies that Morgan Freeman has. The problem with Morgan Freeman is he's got the Robert De Niro syndrome. How many times are you going to play the same character? What, because he's an old black man and he talks slow, everybody got to listen to him? Shawshank Redemption was terrible. Terrible. You think that movie's good? Do you think that movie's good? Honestly. Why? Because Morgan Freeman narrates it? Andy did this, and Andy did that. Anybody can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Pay me what he makes, Morgan Freeman. He got more moles on his face than Robert De Niro. The only two people in the world they got more moles on their face than I don't know what to do with. He got moles hanging off the side of his head bigger than this lantern. But tell me about how good he is. Because what? Because he talks slow? And he like I said, he does the same thing Robert De Niro does. Just the same thing every time. He's typecast. He's typecast. Morgan Freeman sucks. He's horrible, guy. He's horrible. He's horrible. I don't even know why I got to tell you this. You should know this. You should have your own 25. You should look at it and you should say, yeah, he's right. Look, here it is. Morgan Freeman, number 23. And another thing, I wouldn't hang out with Morgan Freeman because he'd put me. So how is he so low? Okay, you're asking how is he so low? The guy got a decent hit percentage, got a lot of known movies, I don't like Morgan Freeman. That's how he got because That's how he got such a low score, because the person that makes this list don't like him. Could you imagine going to a bar with Morgan Freeman? You go to sleep. Go to sleep. And, you know, he's got rape or sexual harassment accusations. Well, I can't vouch for that. I can't vouch. I can't approve that. Number 22, Robert Redford. Yeah, Robert Redford was big in the 70s. I saw him on the last movie that I saw him on was some movie where he's on a boat and he's just floating in the water and he's cracking his boat. He got a decent hit percentage. He's got a decent amount of all is lost. He's got a decent hit percentage. He's got a decent amount of known movies. He's a better than average actor. The problem is with Robert Redford is he's so milquetoast. Your mom or this is your mom, your grandma's, or your aunt's favorite actor. You bring up, you want to make friends at the local pinochle game. You want to make friends at the local canasta game. Bring up Robert Redford with these old blue hairs. They'll tell you that Robert Redford is the best thing going. The problem is Robert Redford hadn't made a hit in 50 years. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with Robert Redford. And he's boring. Would you want to go drink with Robert Redford? Not me. He's goofy. He's goofy. He's goofy. Now, here's the thing. Do I have a personal issue with Robert Redford? No, I don't have a personal issue. I don't think he's... Oh, look. Here's what I got. I got average hit percentage, average no movies, better than the average actor. I just don't want to hang out with him. Robert Redford has a problem with it. Robert Redford can make his own list. Then he can put me at the bottom, okay? All right, number 21, Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe. Okay, here's the problem with Willem Dafoe. He got 135 credits, 20 hits. That ain't good. Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe was never taken seriously. Willem Dafoe was an actor who was a kind of a typecast actor. He had a hit here or there. He got onto this Boondock Saints train. And all these losers that were wearing Disturbed shirts in 2003 thought that was a great movie. So he had kind of a cult following. And I'm going to destroy Boondock Saints because that movie sucks. And if you like it, if you like Boondock Saints and you say you're a movie fan, you're a loser. Willem Dafoe, he was in Boondock Saints. That's where his resurgence began. He has a horrible hit percentage, has a decent amount of known movies because he's done 135. He's a below average actor, guys. He's not a good actor. He has that goofy smile. He looks like a golem. Now, where was Willem Dafoe's best acting job? Probably the Green Goblin in Spider-Man. He was good in that. I'll give him that. Would I want to hang out with him? I gave him +2. That means I wouldn't care if I hung out with him. I don't even want to talk about Willem Dafoe because he's like a poor man's Christopher Walken, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, number 20, Anthony Hopkins. Now, why do you guys think Anthony Hopkins is on this list? I got all the facts right here. I'll tell you why. Anthony Hopkins' issue is he got 137 credits and he got 15 hits. He didn't make a hit if Silence of the Lambs didn't come and he wasn't eating livers with Chianti beans, he would be a nobody. He's a stage actor. He ain't a movie actor, man. He ain't a movie. I gave him 15. That was generous. I only gave him 15 because I felt sorry for the man. I think he is a better than average actor. I do. I think he does do a good job when he acts, but he's just not in any hits. And here's the thing with hits, guys. You know, actor, it's not like a director. You have very, very little impact on the movie if the movie's bad. You can't come back from that. The problem is Anthony Hopkins should have a better agent. You know what I mean? Anthony Hopkins right now, nobody knows who Anthony Hopkins is. He was in Silence of the Lambs. That's the only good movie he's in, really. And I gave him 15 out of 37, or 137. He sucks. He sucks as far as his percentage goes. Yeah, he's better than an average actor, but would I want to hang out with him? I would. I would. I actually would. I think he's a good actor. I think he's probably a nice guy. Anthony, if you're watching this, man, I'm sorry. All right. Number 19, Colin Farrell. Farrell? I don't know. The Irish guy. He got a decent hit percentage, but his known movies are low. He only did 61 movies, got 10 known movies. He's a below average actor. Below average. Now, the thing about Colin Farrell is, you know, the guy has got this bad boy attitude. He kind of plays the same thing. He is a victim of typecasting. But he's a victim of typecasting because he's not a better actor. The best movie that he was in was probably Minority Report. Right? That's the movie we all know him from. And he did an American accent. It was okay, but he was not a good actor. I mean, the guy, on my scale, he's below average. But, okay, now you're asking me this. Would I want to hang out with Colin Farrell? Yeah, I would. I would. He was fun. He gets into fights. He gets drunk. I don't mind him. Yeah, I would. I don't have a problem with him personally. He just sucks. That's why he's so low on the list. He's one of the few that actually sucks and I like. Okay, number 18, Michael Shannon. Now, Michael Shannon. He's got a decent hit percentage. He's got a decent amount of known movies. But the problem is, Michael Shannon got about as much personality as this robe. When have you ever, I mean, from the first moment that I saw Michael Shannon on the set, on the movie, my eyes glazed and my eyes rolled back in my head. Is he a better than average actor? No, he's average. He just talks like this a lot, and he has a weird scar on his face, and his head's about the size of my 48-inch TV. He got a face made for radio, but he put everybody to sleep on radio. He got a weird scar on his head somewhere, and I don't like him. I don't like him. He puts me to sleep. He's boring. That's almost the worst thing that you can be called, is be boring in this list. Elicit a reaction one way or the other. If I like you or you hate you, good. When you get to Michael Shannon, I mean, if Michael Shannon's parents are watching this, I'm sorry. You gave birth to a kid with no personality. The guy got a personality of an egg. What do you want me to do about it? All right. Sean Penn. Sean Penn, number 17. I should have said number 17. Here's Sean Penn. He got a horrible hit percentage, and he got 15 no movies. Is he a better than average actor? Yeah. Maybe. Problem with Sean Penn is Sean Penn needs to keep his mouth shut. Listen, I do not watch entertainment to be told what to do. He falls into the Robert De Niro program. And guys, I'm not just hating on leftists here. I'm not this super right-wing guy. Most of Hollywood is leftist. So if Clint Eastwood goes off on his BS, then I feel the same way. Sean Penn I saw a CNN headline that they were talking about them Thai boys trapped in wherever they were trapped in, the cave. And Sean Penn was on there. What does he know about anything? Shut up. Smoke your cigarettes. Man, he looks like a cigarette. I'm tired of Sean Penn. I'm tired of him. And I gotta be honest, I mean, I gave him 15 movies that are no movies, but I mean, that was being generous. Sean Penn, keep your mouth shut. Concentrate. Be Spicoli again. We liked you as Spicoli, okay? That's when you were cool, is when you were Spicoli. We don't want to hear the new Sean Penn. All right? We're over it. We're over to new Sean Penn. Okay, number 16, Jonah Hill. Now, Jonah Hill's got a good hit percentage. He's hitting about 33%. He's a better than average actor. The problem is I wouldn't want to hang out with Jonah Hill. I don't like him. Problem with a lot of people on here is that I just don't like him. Now, Jonah Hill, he's been in all those Judd Apatow movies, but I've seen interviews with Jonah Hill where he's kind of a dick. People asking him, you know, about him being fat. Well, you're fat. And he gets mad. He gets mad that he's fat. Look, I'm going to tell you this right now, Jonah Hill. Count your lucky stars that you are where you're at. If you were skinny when Superbad came out, you wouldn't have been involved in it. Okay? They wanted you because you were fat, because you were goofy looking. You're a goofy. You're a goofy. Now you're going to tell me you ain't a goofy, but you are. Well, you some serious actor now? You're fat. You're fat. You're that's what you are. I mean, I wish you're a goofy. You're a goofy. Get out of here. I mean, you're not a serious actor. You think you're a serious actor? What do you think you're going to do? Who do you think you're going to be? Honestly, who are you going to play? You going to play? You going to play the Michelin Tire Man? I mean, seriously, who are you going to play? You're a fat lump. You're goofy. You're a goofy. You're curly. You're curly, but you don't realize you're curly. From the Three Stooges. Be curly. Make your money. Shut up. Number 15, Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper has a good hit percentage. Good amount of known movies. He's an average actor. The problem is I don't like Bradley Cooper. Now, why don't I like Bradley Cooper? That's a good question. Well, Bradley Cooper, his issue is the first time I took notice of Bradley Cooper is the Hangover movies. Came out in about 2006. And it's going to sound so dumb, but the way that Bradley Cooper would say the word fuck would really annoy me. He said the word fuck like a 13-year-old that was trying to show off his new fish rod. Didn't know how to use it. Didn't know what he was doing with it. Didn't know how to catch a fish. He was just saying it just to say it. That's Bradley Cooper. And I just lost respect for a man that's 27 years old and don't know how to use that word. Now, the other thing, they try to market Bradley Cooper as this super suave, super cool, super good-looking guy. Is he? He ain't no Brad Pitt. He ain't a Crispin Glover. Who is he? Is he a good actor? No. He's an average actor. He's average. He's average. I mean, he's average. All right. Number 14, Mike Myers. Now, Mike Myers got a decent hit percentage. He got 13 known movies, which is low. The problem with Mike Myers is, you know, Mike Myers is about the most luckiest person in Hollywood. Think about it. He hit Wayne's World, he hit Austin Powers, and then he hit Shrek. Watch Austin Powers now. Look, everybody the first time they seen Austin Powers was 13 years old. Watch Austin Powers now. You can't make it through in Austin Powers. They're horrible. They're horrible. Wayne's World, yeah, you can watch one. Two's terrible. Two's terrible. Shrek's, you know, that was just a voiceover. But I don't think he's that good. And I've heard Mike Myers is kind of a dick. He was with Dana Carvey. This is what Dana Carvey was saying on the show that I was listening to. And Dana Carvey was saying that Mike Myers had not stole, but basically had taken control of the Wayne's World franchise. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be friends with a guy like that. I don't have an axe to grind against Mike Myers, but I would not want to hang out with him. I would not want to hang out with Mike Myers. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to. And I think it's kind of messed up that his partner, the guy that he was famous for with on Saturday Night Live, let's face it, that's the only funny thing Mike Myers has ever done. And then he turns his back on him. I can't vouch for that. I can't vouch for that. Not me. Okay, number 13, John Travolta. What do you think John Travolta's problem is? I'll tell you what, his hit percentage. He got 82 credits, 10 hits. That's his problem. He got 10 known movies. Now, look. John Travolta. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if a demon possessed his body for Pulp Fiction or what. But if you look at any of John Travolta's other movies, they're terrible. He's not a good actor. He's not. He's below average. I mean, he's terrible. He's actually absolutely terrible. The only good acting movie he has is what's his face? Pulp Fiction. And everything else he's done is horrible. I'm sorry. Now, the thing that also creeps me out about John Travolta is he's been wearing a wig for the last 28 years. Get over it, man. We know you're going bald. We don't care. Nobody cares. You're not a sex symbol anymore. You're not. You're not a sex symbol anymore. Okay? Just get over it. Move on. Okay? We don't care that you're bald. He did this new movie, Gotti. I don't know one person that saw it. I'm honest. Now, here's the other thing. Would I like to hang out with John Travolta? This is the only thing that saved him. Yeah, I would. I would like to hang out with John Travolta. Regardless if he's wearing a wig or not. I think he might be fun to hang out with. All right, number 12, Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling got an okay hit percentage. Decent amount of known movies. But the problem with Ryan Gosling is he only been around for a little bit. He's an average actor. But he kind of suffers from the Bradley Cooper syndrome where they try to make... you ever seen this movie Drive? They try to make him seem like he's some badass. Ryan Gosling is a clean-cut white boy, blonde hair, blue eyes, from Canada. He ain't a badass. Put him in something else. So when they miscast him, even though it might not be his fault, I still hate him. And I can't help that. Because you're trying to deceive me. You're trying to say I'm cool when you're really not. Ryan Gosling is terrible. He's awful. He's awful. Decent actor. Would I want to hang out with him? No. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to hang out with him. Ryan Gosling's the kind of guy that goes to the bar and they say, here's your fish and chips, and he asks if it's gluten-free. Or he asks how much alcohol is in a beer or something. You'd be like, come on, man. Just drink the beer. I mean, what do you want me to say about it? All right. Number 11 is Jeff Bridges. Now, Jeff Bridges has a horrible hit percentage. He got 17 no movies, and he's probably a better than average to average actor. So why is he so low? Because I don't like Jeff Bridges. I mean, that's just the bottom fact. Ever since I saw Big Lebowski, I remember when that came out in 98 or 97, whenever the hell it came out. And everybody was like, oh man, did you watch The Big Lebowski? Yeah, I watched it. Did you watch The Big Lebowski? Did you watch it? It was horrible. Big Lebowski was horrible. Tell me a good thing about The Big Lebowski. I mean, the dude. He's the dude. But don't you understand? He's the dude. Yeah, we get it. He's the dude. But what has he got good going for him? Huh? The dude. No. John Goodman was the only good thing in Big Lebowski. And they had Steve Buscemi. I mean, he's the only guy I know with a head bigger than Michael Shannon. Jeff Bridges. I hate him. I hate Jeff Bridges. I would never want to hang out with Jeff Bridges. And he sucks. He sucks. Okay? He sucks. I don't like him at all. I hate Big Lebowski. I hate anybody that... If you like Big Lebowski, unsubscribe from my channel. I got 3 subscribers. Unsubscribe. Just unsubscribe. I don't want your patronage. If you like Big Lebowski, just unsubscribe. I mean, let's just cut the BS. Big Lebowski. I mean, just quit it now. All right, number 10. Overrated douchebag actors. George Clooney. George Clooney has a decent hit percentage, has a decent amount of known movies, but he's a terrible actor. The only movie that I've ever seen George Clooney in that I could even gather any kind of feeling in was Dusk Till Dawn. That's it, the vampire movie. So how did George Clooney become an actor? How did George Clooney become the George Clooney that we all know? You Steve, you're saying that he's not good. Okay, I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how. George Clooney was from the early '90s to the mid '90s. George Clooney was on a show called ER. He had gray hair. The housefrows loved him. These women that are 500 pounds, 50 years old, their kids just went to college. They ain't got nothing to do. Their husbands work at a job they hate. They see this George Clooney on here. He's 35 years old, got gray hair. They think he's hot. He develops a following. Because he's the only thing that these big fat faces see all day. So what happens? He develops a little bit of following. He becomes the world's sexiest man, all this and all that. The problem is George Clooney starts to believe it. Oh, I'm a good actor. I must be a good actor, he says. I must be a good actor because I have people that love me. Well, they love you because of the way you look. It has nothing to do with how you can act. So he goes out and tries a couple movies, and guess what? Bombs away. Sucks. Batman. Do you guys forget that he was trying out for Batman? Do you guys remember that? I'll tell you, Mr. Freeze. He sucks. He sucks. George Clooney sucks. Do you remember when he tried to be in Ocean's 11? He sucks as Danny Ocean. He's terrible. Brad Pitt should have been Danny Ocean. He sucks. George Clooney sucks. And you stack all that up. You stack that big poop sandwich up, and then you round it off with George Clooney's another one that wants to tell everybody else what to do. He just loves to tell everybody else what to do. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to vote for this person. You got to vote for that person. No. I ain't voting for this. I ain't voting for that. I'm not voting for nothing. Anything that you say to vote for, I'm going to vote for the opposite. Just because you were the Batman with Mr. Freeze. So what do you know? You tell me you make good decisions. You don't even know not to take Batman with Mr. Freeze in it. So I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to you. You're a nobody. You're a nobody. I got it right here. Right here it says. All right. Number 9. Steve Buscemi. Now listen to this. Steve Buscemi got 163 credits, 20 hits, 20 no movies. Does that sound like a ratio you want to be a part of? That's low. He's a horrible actor. He's horrible. And he's weird looking. He's weird. His eyes is bugging out of his head. He got teeth. I've never seen such teeth in my life. I've never found Steve Buscemi interesting or fun or funny. Never. Never. I used to watch him on this show, Boardwalk Empire. I hated it because I hated him. I hate his eyes. His eyes remind me of a newborn baby chicken. And I don't like it. It scares me, and I'm just not going to be involved in that kind of thing on this channel. I'm sorry. It's terrible, and I hate him. All right, number 8. Jim Carrey. Now, Jim Carrey has a great hit percentage. He's hitting about 33% of his movies, which is good. He got about 22 known movies, which is great. He's an average actor. The problem with Jim Carrey is he's a psychopath. He's a weirdo. I wouldn't want to have a beer with Jim Carrey. Not me. He'd stab Major D for all we know. Jim Carrey, listen, here's the thing with Jim Carrey. If you guys don't know the story of Jim Carrey, the guy used to live in a car when he was younger, and all he wanted to do was be famous. Some people can handle fame. Some people are good at it. Some people aren't. Jim Carrey is a person that's not good at fame. He's been so out of touch for so long that you become delirious. Because nobody says to you, hey, Jim, that's not a good idea. Hey, Jim, you know what, calm down a little bit. He has all the money in the world. He doesn't have to listen to anybody. So it can either make you or break you. It's broken, Jim Carrey. Do you remember when Jim Carrey used to talk out of his butthole? Now he's giving us political advice. He's another one. Jim Carrey used to talk out of his butthole. He used to flap his ass cheeks to and fro. And now he's telling you who to vote for. Why would I listen to that man? But people do. Because he's Jim Carrey. Here's what my advice would be, Jim Carrey. Get help. You're not right. There's something wrong with him, man. There's something wrong with him. It's obvious. Sorry. I love him. I love him. I love his movies. He's a big part of my childhood. But the man needs help. All right, number 7, Matt Damon. Matt Damon's problem is he got 85 credits, 16 hits. That's a below average. Also, he got 16 no movies, which is not a lot. I think he's under an average actor. I wouldn't want to hang out with him because he's boring. They try to pawn Matt Damon off as this. What's that? What's his action movie? The Bournes, the Jason Bournes. Do you guys believe any of that? He is so boring in it. It should be called The Boring Identity. I don't believe anything at all. It's just like this John Krasinski. That's not on my list because he sucks too bad. You're The Office. You're Jim from The Office. You're not Jack Reacher, dude. Or whatever you are. That's not what you are. Matt Damon is not a leave that to Tom Cruise. Leave that to Brad Pitt. Leave that to Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sly Stallone, Jason Statham. Those are action actors. Matt Damon should be in a film about how I harvested a peanut. That's what he should be in. Because he's about as boring as harvesting a peanut. I have nothing good to say about Matt Damon. He's one of the people that literally he should be at the bottom because he lacks in every single metric. He's a low hit percentage, low known movies, not a good actor, and I hate him. That's why he's where he is. Matt Damon, like I said, you want to make your own list, then you do that. All right, number 6, Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler. Now, Adam Sandler has a decent hit percentage, and he has a decent amount of known movies. But he's a below average actor. Let's not get it confused. Adam Sandler kind of fits into the Mike Myers thing, where, do you remember Adam Sandler on Saturday Night Live? He was doing his Hanukkah song. He was Opera Man. He was doing all this goofy stuff. And it was cute because Adam Sandler was a cute guy. He had a decent build. He had a cute body. You know, he was Adam Sandler. He was just goofy little guy. He came out in like 1989, 1990 with the movie Airheads. Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and himself. And they played this band that took over this studio to get their music played. And he was good then. He had a decent body. Like I said, he was a good-looking kid. And it worked. And it worked in 1991. And it worked in 1992. It worked up to about 1998. But you know what happened to Adam Sandler? Well, Adam Sandler, one time he becomes 55. And you aren't the cute Jewish boy with the fun riddles anymore. You're 55 years old. You got to switch up your game. You got to change it. And he never did. He never changed it. So the same things that would work when he was 20 didn't work when he was 50, and he turned around and he said, "Why? Why isn't it working?" Well, because you don't look the same. Father Time. That's why. That's the problem with Adam Sandler. Half the endearing quality of Adam Sandler was he was a good-looking guy that didn't know it, and he was just silly. Well, guess what? You ain't good looking anymore. you're a fat roach. And now you know why people aren't seeing your movies. All right. Number 5, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, one of my favorites. Now, Alec Baldwin, he's got 143 credits, 20 hits, 20 known movies. Is he better than average actor? Yeah. Yeah, he is. He is, sure. But people remember the Alec Baldwin now. He kind of has the Robert Downey Jr. thing going on here, too. Where, yeah, he was in Beetlejuice. Yeah, he was in Backdraft. But there's a period between probably 1994 to 2002 that he was in 100 movies that nobody saw and everybody thought he sucked. He lucked out. He got on this thing, 30 Rock, and all of a sudden now he's revitalized and everybody thinks he's the greatest. He's not. The problem with Alec Baldwin is, too, he thinks he's funny. He kind of has the Adam Sandler thing, too, is where Alec Baldwin used to be a sex symbol. I don't know if Adam Sandler was a sex symbol, but Alec Baldwin definitely was. He had a hairy chest. Alec Baldwin is a bloated piñata now. But he still tries to act like he's somebody. He does the Trump impressions. He does the political stuff. Alec Baldwin, look, nobody cares, dude. I don't want to rehash old history. I don't want to sound repetitive, but you got to get with the times here, man. No one cares. And that's why Alec Baldwin's so low. It's because he sucks. All right, number 4, Mark Wahlberg. Now, Mark Wahlberg, he has an okay hit percentage, an okay amount of known movies, but I gave him movies that he shouldn't have. He's a horrible actor, and I wouldn't want to hang out with him. Now, Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark and the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch came out with Good Vibrations. His brother, Donnie Wahlberg, was in, I forget the name of the band, but he was in a boy band. Mark Wahlberg had everything going for him. Young, good-looking, ripped. He had everything. He was in the movie Fear back in the mid-90s. That was his first movie, I believe, where he did the punch his chest and he was basically a psycho boyfriend. He has the Adam Sandler syndrome on a more severe level. Yeah, all that Marky... You know why people saw Mark Wahlberg movies? Is because he was a good-looking kid that would take his shirt off. He's 70 now. I mean, that's exaggeration, but he damn near 70. And he's working out all the time, trying to maintain, trying to beat Father Time. Mark, you can't beat Father Time. You have to adapt. Okay? You aren't going to be a great actor because you're ripped anymore. You have to be a great actor because you can act. The problem with Mark Wahlberg is he can't act. So his only thing that got him acting jobs before is his looks and his body. He doesn't have anymore. It's slowly diminishing. So you wonder why he's not in movies. That's why. It's not because, New Kids on the Block with his brother was in. It's not because that he's irrelevant per se. It's just because that nobody really knows where to fit him in because there's not a really big, market for a 55-year-old strongman. You cannot run Father Time, brother. It's going to get you one way or the other. I don't care how many weights you lift. That's the truth. Kevin Spacey, number 3. Now, Kevin Spacey, his hit percentage is rather low. He's got a decent amount of known movies. I would say that he's a fairly better than average actor. But I say that, but then he's acted in stuff like K-Pax. I never thought Kevin Spacey was that great of an actor. I thought he was a good actor. I thought he was okay. But this kind of voice and this kind of thing that he does, Kaiser Sose, I don't know if that is that acting? Is that acting? He allegedly touches male waitresses and makes inappropriate comments to them. So can I vouch for that? No, I can't. You're sexually assaulting people. Can I put you high? No. Now, he was in K-Pax, was a horrible movie, but before that he was in Usual Suspects. What else was Kevin Spacey really in? A couple movies, maybe. He didn't have his resurgence until Netflix picked up his presidential movie. I forget what that, or a presidential show. I don't know what it was called. But nobody. Oh, he was in American, whatever the hell the movie is called, the American movie. He was in that. Not American Pie, but the other one. Whatever it was. He was in that, and he was in Usual Suspects. But he faded out for about 10 years until Netflix picked him up. And he became a complete creeper. I can't vouch for Kevin Spacey. Do you want to vouch for him? I don't want to vouch for that. I can't say anything good about him. Terrible. All right, number 2, Adrien Brody. He's got one of the worst hit percentages that I've ever calculated. He's got 68 credits in 6 known movies. He's a horrible actor, and his nose is the size of a boom mic. The problem with Adrien Brody is, they didn't know what to do with him. They put him in The Pianist with Roman Polanski, which is another creepoid. Not to say that I don't know anything. I have not heard anything bad about Adrien Brody, but we all know Roman Polanski. Adrien Brody, he did his thing there. But then, you have Adrien Brody. You have a guy that I don't know if he won the Oscar or if he was nominated, but you have a successful guy. So now they're thinking to themselves, what do we do with Adrien Brody? Just put him in King Kong? So they put him in King Kong, and he's terrible. Because they didn't know what audience thought he was. They didn't, what is he, a sex symbol? What is he this? What is he that? Adrien Brody's ugly as hell. Like I said, he looks like Toucan Sam. And he got no hits. He does a lot of indie films. But Adrien Brody sucks. What is he going to play? What is he going to play? A Mogwai? That's about the only thing I got for him on this. A Mogwai. Would I want to hang out with him? No. It's not his fault either. I think the roles that were picked out by his agent were wrong. I don't not like Adrien Brody because he's a bad actor. I don't like Adrien Brody because he sucks. I guess it's the same thing. All right. Now, who do you guys think is the number 1 actor? Or number 1 most overrated douchebag actor? Who do you guys think? Well, I'll tell you. When I tabulated, remember I told you the lowest score could be minus 40, the highest score could be 60? This person managed to score minus 13. Okay? He was far and away the worst. Ben Affleck. Now, Ben Affleck has a terrible hit percentage. Surprisingly, he has a higher hit percentage than Adrien Brody. I don't know what that says about Adrien Brody, but I mean, that's probably why you haven't seen his name in 10 years. But anyway, he's got about 12 known movies. Ben Affleck's issue is that he's even a worse actor than Adrien Brody. I don't think that I have one graded out. So, John Travolta. I have John Travolta and Ben Affleck is about the same. I would have to say that, as far as acting, I would have to say that, is John Travolta better than Ben Affleck? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he is. But I will say this about Ben Affleck. He's another one. Keep his mouth shut. He has smoked more. How are you going to smoke so many cigarettes and be fat? He looks like a whale. He looks like a piñata. I hate Ben Affleck. I hate him. He's been in, what name a good movie Ben Affleck's been in? Argo? He caught lightning in a bottle one time. He was in Argo. He directed Argo. He didn't have anything to do with Good Will Hunting. He didn't have anything to do with anything else he'd been in. He was in Gigli. You remember Gigli? It was called the worst movie ever. He was in Gigli with Jennifer Lopez. I'll give him credit where credit's due. He wifed up Jennifer Lopez. But that ain't going to get you no credit on this. Because I ain't got a Jennifer Lopez counter. I hate him. He's another one. Got the moles on his head. He got so many moles on the head, I don't know what to do with. He's going to turn into Robert De Niro or Morgan Freeman with all these moles on his head. I hate him. I hate Ben Affleck. I would not want to have a beer with him because he's smoking the entire time. Guy smokes more than I don't know what. And he's fat. Fat and smokes. Get out of town. I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. I'm just so mad at Ben Affleck. But anyway, guys, I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed. Take a little half shot to play us out. Remember Memorial Day. Thank a veteran or whatever you're supposed to do. Have a good night. All right, guys.